Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Bookmas. So in today's video, we are going to be reorganizing my bookshelves. So welcome to my bookshelves. Two bookshelves from IKEA. They are the Gerbsy bookshelves, I believe, because when I first got these bookshelves, I didn't own that many books, and so the Billy bookcases were a little extra. Now I wish I had the Billy bookcases because she is packed to the brim, hence why we are doing a reorganization and an unhaul. On these shelves, these are all books that I have read. And then on this rotating bookshelves, these are all of the books on my physical TBR. So this will be the first thing that I am tackling in today's video, is going through my physical TBR and getting rid of some books, because if you've watched my TBR videos for a few months now, you would know that it's just been the same book circulating over and over and over again. If I have not read it yet, I just need to get rid of it. And so I am in the mood to just get rid of all of the books I haven't read. If I've owned it for, I don't know, I'll just look at it and I'll be able to tell if I want to get rid of it or not. Sometimes I'll thrift books because I know the title and I just get excited because it's like a $3 book, and I'm just straight up not going to read it. And so I'm just going to be getting rid of quite a few books in today's video. But before that, I'm going to go through the shelf and count every single book that I have on my physical TBR. So we can do a little before and after, how many books I have left once I unhaul them. I'm going to take off all of this stuff that's on the top of this shelf, and then we are going to get started counting my physical TBR and taking all of these books off of the shelf. Hey guys, welcome to my floor. I apologize for this really crappy lighting, but it will have to do for the next couple minutes. This is my TBR shelf / my overflow shelf. These books on the bottom are kind of books I don't really care to have on my shelf right now. Also books that also might end up in the unhaul pile. So we're going to start with taking off all of the books on the bottom shelf, because these two shelves are my physical TBR. So let's take these off. That is all of the books off of the bottom shelf. There actually are a few books on here that I have not read, so let me kind of rearrange these. So on the bottom shelf, we have 3 books I have not read. We have Catherine Cowell's All the Missing Pieces. I thrifted this book. It is a special edition book. It is actually really gorgeous, but I think I'm going to end up unhauling this book, but that will come after I count all of these books. Like, look at this cover. Absolutely gorgeous, but I just don't see myself getting to this book, so we shall see. That's the first book on that shelf. So I have Pride and Prejudice and then Emma. Those two I'm not super worried about reading necessarily because they are classics, but they do still count on my physical TBR because I have yet to read them. But next, let's tackle this shelf. I moved you guys back a little bit so you can see the stack better. This is 12 books, which I actually feel like I don't have as many books as I thought I did. Now for this shelf, I'm not counting this. This is just a Scottish folklore small book that this is more of a souvenir than anything. So this does not count towards my physical TBR. Okay, so there are 11 books in this stack, so that makes it 23 books on my physical TBR, which is actually roughly the number that I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be in the 20s-ish. So I have 23 books to go over. I would like to unhaul 10. I feel like 10 would be a really good number, but I'm going to bring you guys closer again, and I will go through each of these books with you guys. Okay, so starting off, we have George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood. This, if you don't know, is what the House of Dragons series is based off of. It is about the Targaryens' history, and I actually thrifted this book. It is an illustrated version, and this was just a really, really good find at the thrift store, and I do want to eventually read this. The next season of House of Dragon is coming out or is announced or anything like that. I would like to read this, so this is a definite keep. And we have The Last Wish. This is book 1 in The Witcher, and I will also be keeping that. One of my mutuals, Reagan, she gave me this book, so I will obviously be keeping it. Then we have The Shadow and Bone, and I really just have to be realistic with myself with this video. Just don't think I'm ever going to read the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I really don't. This is another book that I thrifted this year, I think. I just don't see myself reading this book. I have so many other books I would like to read, and this is just not one of them. So this is going to be in the unhaul pile. Next, we have A Court This Cruel and Lovely. This was actually sent to me by a subscriber, Paige. Hi, if you're watching this, I love you. But she sent this to me, and I will obviously be keeping this, not only just because Paige sent it to me, but also because I do want to read this book really bad. I just have not gotten around to it. So definitely a keep. The Lonely Hearts Book Club. This is a book that I thrifted. It actually still has the thrift receipt in it. And I think I'm going to unhaul this. this is kind of like a contemporary fiction, and I just don't read a lot of contemporary fictions, and if I were to read one, it wouldn't be this book. So I think I want to get rid of this book, which is kind of unfortunate, but I just don't see myself ever grabbing this. And if I want to read a book like this, I think that there are other ones out there I would enjoy more, so I think I'm going to end up getting rid of that. Next, we have Endless War. This actually goes with Inadequate Air, which is in the pile down here. So both of these books I bought because I actually met the author for the signing of, which one is it? A Curse Carved in Bone. That is the second book to A Fate Inked in Blood. And since I was going to the signing and we were allowed to bring books with us to get signed, I wanted to read the Bridge Kingdom series. I really, really loved A Fate Inked in Blood, and so I just thought I would love the Bridge Kingdom series. And I read book 1 and I didn't really love it, but I had already bought the first 4 books. So I got A Fate Inked in Blood, the Bridge Kingdom, and Traitor Queen signed. And I am unsure as to if I'm going to keep these. I already have the first 2 books in the series, so like, why not keep them? I just really did not like the first 2 books in Bridge Kingdom, so this is a maybe. Next, we have Under the Whispering Door. This is a book that I recently thrifted, actually. By recently, I mean within the last 2 months, and this is the same author as The House in the Cerulean Sea, and I really, really loved The House in the Cerulean Sea, and so I got this book, but I am unsure once again if I would like to keep this, but I think that this is just like a cozy read, and so I feel like this would be good to keep. I think it's going to go in the maybe. This is when I start bending, okay? I really, really need to stick to my guns. Next up, we have these 2 books. This is A Shadow in the Ember and then A Light in the Flame. So this is books 1 and 2, I believe, in the Flesh and Fire series. I actually thrifted both of these books, believe it or not. I think I'm going to keep them. I don't know. These have been sitting on my shelf for so long, and I have just lost my momentum with wanting to read the series. If you don't know, this is a prequel to the Blood and Ash series, and I have read every book up until the new release of the Blood and Ash series. I just don't think I care to continue the Blood and Ash series. I just haven't really felt an urge to read the series. I'm unsure as to if I want to keep these. I feel like I should. This is where it gets really bad. I feel like I should keep them, so I don't know. This is also in the maybe pile. Next up, we have Pride and Prejudice and Emma. I will definitely be keeping both of these books. We have All the Missing Pieces I've already talked about, and I will be unhauling this book. Next up, we have Clockwork Angel and Clockwork Prince. These are the first 2 books in the Infernal Devices series, and I will definitely be keeping both of these. I got both of them on Pango because I've recently read the first 3 books to the Mortal Instruments series. The reading order that Cassandra Clare says to read them in is the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments, then the Infernal Devices trilogy, and then finishing off the Mortal Instrument. That is what I will be doing. I have yet to get to these books, but I definitely will. And next up, we have Nightweaver. I think I might be unhauling this. I got about 100 pages in, and I don't know, I didn't really like it, honestly. Just a little too YA for me, which sometimes is good, but also I'm getting to the age where sometimes YA just feels a little too young, and I'm just past the time of liking the book, and so I feel like I think I'm definitely going to unhaul Nightweaver, which is very, very sad, but I don't know, I just can't bring myself to get into it. Next, we have Bloodmarked. This is the second book in the Legendborn trilogy series. I don't know how many books are in this, but I actually was a soft DNF, but I am kind of wondering if it's just a DNF. Yeah, I was 184 pages in, and I just didn't feel like reading it anymore. And like I said, it started off as a soft DNF, but I'm really, really questioning if this is just a straight DNF. I just don't think I really like this series. It's going to go in the maybe. The maybe is getting really high. We have Serpent and Dove. I actually got this book after Christmas last year. I had a bunch of Barnes gift cards, and I got this during one of my Barnes trips that I took. I should not have gotten this. I don't know why I got this. I just don't really want to read this. So this is going to go in the unhaul, but it's really depressing because it's literally brand new. I've had it for almost a year now. I just need to get rid of it, okay? And then next we have The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I actually just got this book. It was on sale at Target for like $4. My mom was placing an order online, and she said, "Do you want this book?" So I got this book. So I will definitely be keeping this because I just got it, but it was literally like $3 or $4. Next up, we have Babel. Okay. So this book has been on my shelf for a really long time. I will most definitely not be unhauling this book. Okay. I do need to read it soon, but I'm not unhauling that book. 100% no. And then next up, we have Little Women. I just got this book when I was in the UK. I will definitely be keeping it. And then next we have The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. This is actually a book this was one of my last purchases I made before I placed myself in a book buying ban. Don't really see myself ever reading this book. I read the first few pages and I just don't really know if I'm obsessed with the writing. I unhaul this book. This is a book that I got dragged into by a Barnes employee. I am very, very easily convinced, and so I did in fact buy this book because they recommended it, but I don't know. Again, I read the first few pages and I just could not get into it. So I think this might go in the unhaul pile. I think it might. And then next we have Outlander. Just got this in the UK. Will definitely be keeping. And then I actually just remembered that I have 3 books up here that were on my November TBR that I didn't read. But that makes my physical TBR 26 books, I believe. We have Jade City. I will be keeping this. I did not read it in November, but I do really want to read it. And then we have My Friends by Frederick Bachman. Also definitely keeping this book. I just did not get to it. I had a lot of filming to do in November, so I just didn't get to them. And then we have Dragonfall. I told myself in my November TBR video that if I did not read this book by the end of the month, then I have to unhaul it. And I didn't read it. And I don't think I'm ever going to. So this is really sad, but I think I'm going to unhaul that book. That's really, really sad. So we have a lot of books in the yes pile. I'm going to go through the yes pile one more time, then we will reconvene. So I love you so much, Reagan. Okay, if you're watching this, I really, really appreciate you for sending me this. But I just don't think I'm going to ever get to this book. I really, really don't. So I fear I might be unhauling this. Fire and Blood, although I did thrift this and I do eventually want to read it, I just don't really know if I care anymore to read it. So I might actually put this book downstairs on my parents' bookshelf because I know that my dad might want to read this. So I think I might put this downstairs. So this is not on my physical TBR, but I will still have it available to me. I don't think I'm going to keep it. Well, I will keep it. It's just going to go downstairs. I actually just remembered about that box of books over there. I got a box set. I'll have to add those to the total. So I'll grab those after I finish out my maybe and no pile. I totally forgot about those. Next up, we have our maybe pile. We have Bloodmarked. I'm remembering now, and I believe this book was the culprit being in a book slump for a few months. I think I just have to get rid of it. I just don't think the series is for me, which I really, really wanted it to be. Next, we have A Shadow in the Ember. I'm going to come to that last because I just can't. Next, we have Under the Whispering Door. I'm going to keep Under the Whispering Door. Next, we have The Inadequate Heir and Endless War. I think I'm going to unhaul both of these books. I just don't care to read either of them, so I think I have to get rid of both of them. I think I'm going to keep these for now. I don't know why I feel the need to keep them, but I think I'm going to keep them for now. I know that I would like the series if I got to it, but it's just such a commitment that I just don't know if I ever will. I will unhaul them soon, I promise. I just want to keep them for now. And then looking at the no pile right now, I just realized that The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea is actually on my December TBR. I just remembered that I filmed my December TBR video a couple days ago, and this book was on it. So I don't know what order these videos are going to come out in. My December TBR is coming out before this one. So fortunately, I'm getting rid of one of the books on my TBR. That's really unfortunate, but I just don't think I'm ever going to read it. So these are all of the books that I'll be getting rid of, plus the Fire and Blood book by George R.R. Martin, but I will be putting that downstairs. These are all of the books I'm getting rid of. I am getting rid of 11 books, which means I have 14 books on my physical TBR, which is a huge difference in my opinion. I just spoke for the last 5 minutes without my mic, but basically all of my books on my TBR now take up this one shelf, which is actually insane. The second and third shelf, this is going to be overflow. Now it's just empty. And then the only book that I'm getting rid of from this shelf is Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I've been waiting to get rid of this book. It is one of my least favorite books I've read this year. And it's just been kind of staring at me, and I just don't care to have that on my shelf anymore. So I think that's actually all of the books I will be unhauling, but that is this shelf done. Hi guys, so welcome back to my main shelf. There's not too much rearranging to be done, okay? But the main thing that I deal with every single month is figuring out where all of these books, these are the books I read in November. All of the books from the previous month are going to go. So trying to figure out where all of the books I read during that month is going to go on my shelf is always super fun. But this is going to be a difficult one because if you can't tell, she's full. She is full. There's barely any room left. And so I kind of have to work some magic here. I have some room here and there. Obviously, my candles kind of take up some room. They're a little bit of fillers, but other than that, I really don't have a lot of space. This is going to be a lot of fun. And another thing that I have to figure out, which is something that I found at the thrift store, and my mom actually bought it for me. I found this box set of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I have been really, really wanting to read the series. My dad owns the books, but he has the really small paperbacks. I just don't feel like putting my eyes through that. So I've been looking for my own edition for a while now. I found this for $20 at the thrift store. Again, thank you so much, Mother, for buying this for me. Have to figure out where I am putting these as well. I think I might end up just sticking them up here with my throne of glass, but who knows? And then after, I'm going to give you guys a book tour. Let's get started on rearranging these books. Something needs to go with throne of glass. It can't take up its own shelf anymore, unfortunately. I thrifted the 2 OG copies of Queen of Shadows and Heir of Fire, and it is proving to cause issues with fitting other books on the shelf. Because I don't want the series to take up its entire shelf, but there's literally no room for any other books. So I'm going to just try to shove this box set in there. I just don't even know if I like that together. Should I just put the box set here? I can move these up. Where is that going? This fit? Absolutely no. There's no way. I am unsure about that situation. I was planning on putting A River Enchanted by Emily Wilds because it's like a cozy kind of fantasy, I guess. I don't have room. Hi guys, so I am now done with rearranging my bookshelves. Everything fit. I also took off some books and put it on my overflow shelf part of my rotating shelf. I think I like it. I don't know. I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer so we can get a full mini tour. My top shelf did not change. They're all of my romance books and I just don't move them around. They kind of just stay where they are. I don't know. This is like my favorites romance shelf. So I have Emily Henry, I have Abby Jimenez, and then I have Allie Hazelwood. And then I ended up adding my other like cozy fantasies, I guess you could say. So I have these other books over here. I have one Frederick Bachman book. I couldn't tell you why that one's there, but it just felt wrong putting it up with some of the other romances. This was my Throne of Glass shelf, but I kind of just didn't really like it being dedicated to one series anymore. Because of these 2 that I have, it kind of makes it a really awkward space, I guess you could say. I think I made it work. This is kind of the shelf that I'll probably be tinkering with a little bit. I have The Raven Scholar, which was a 5-star this year. We have Spark of the Everflame, which this book specifically is not a 5-star, but the 3rd book is a 5-star. And so, I don't know, I just put that there. And then Shield of Sparrows, also 5-star. I just kind of put my favorites up there, I guess. And then the shelf right here just has some new additions, I guess. So I have my War of Lost Hearts trilogy, that didn't move, and then the rest of my Chris of Broadbent books. I have Blood of Ether as one of my favorite reads last year, and then Six of Crows ended up getting moved here. It doesn't really fit here, but I didn't really know where else to put it. I have Heavenly Bodies, one of my favorite reads of this year. We have The Curse of Saints, Curse of Sins, When the Moon Hatched, and then my Rachel Gillig book. And this shelf probably looks the most different. These just kind of fit in one compartment in my head. So this is where everything's going. I have the Prison Healer trilogy. We have A River Enchanted, and then my Scottish folklore little book manual thing. I have my Emily Wilds trilogy, Lord of the Rings. I have not read those books yet. Okay, but the box is just gorgeous. Ember and the Ashes Quartet along with Air, because I just finished this book yesterday actually, and there is a reading vlog out for that book. But these 2 are the new additions to the shelf. Well, I guess Lord of the Rings too. I really like the way this shelf looks. I don't know, it just kind of gives like cozy, fairy, I don't know. I just really like it. Down here, we have Akatar, Crescent City, and then Fourth Wing. They just kind of fit together in my head. Over here, this is also one of my favorite shelves just because it has some of my favorite books ever on it. We have The Shadow of the Gods. I really need to continue the series, actually. We have Mistborn and then The Well of Ascension. Obviously, these are two different editions, but I got this one when I was in the UK, and I recently read this book, and I absolutely loved it. But this is just a souvenir from the UK, I guess, so I will be getting the rest of the trilogy in this cover. The different heights do not bother me at all. I do not care if my books are different heights. I don't know why. We have the Dark Shade of Magic trilogy. Once again, Conjuring of Light is different from these three. I do need to get the third book in these covers. This I read while I was in the UK, so once again, it's a souvenir. And then I also have Vicious, and then The Will of the Many, which was also a 5-star, which I have a reading vlog out for that if you want to check that out. We have the Poppy War. I do not have the third book in the trilogy because I have not read it yet. I have my Rearranging series. That is the shelf. I just really love the shelf for some reason. They all kind of go together in my brain, so that's why they're all on the same shelf, but I don't know. I like the look of it. I like the coloring of it, I guess. These shelves, I'm just gonna rapid fire because I don't really care about them. We have my vampire shelf, I guess you could say, along with the Throne of the Fallen. I don't know, there's no vampires in it, but it's like a darker gothic fantasy, I guess. These are all of my vampire books, and I have Harry Potter and then The Hunger Games. I only have the first two books in the trilogy because I am currently thrifting them, and that's all I have right now. And then I also have the illustrated book. And these two shelves are kind of, I like the books, but I just don't really care to display them, I guess. Take a look at them because I don't feel like running through all of it. And then the shelf, this is pretty much YA for the most part. I have my Powerless series, we have Lightlark and Nightbane, we have Rebel Witch, we have The Cruel Prince, and then we have different editions of The Ember and the Ashes. I would like to put them up there with my Ember and the Ashes, but it just takes up too much space. So whenever I have more shelf space, they will be with the rest of the series. But for now, this is where these editions go. That is my mini bookshelf tour. I really, really like the way that my shelves look right now. I'll be rearranging them probably because I stare at them for too long. And I actually can't believe that I'm getting rid of 11 books from my physical TBR. I think that was the number. Now I only have like 14 books on my physical TBR, which is crazy to me, the fact that they take up this top shelf. But I think that means once I have some gift cards from Christmas, because the people in my life know exactly what to get me. I know I'm probably going to get some gift cards. That means that we will be able to go on a shopping trip together in the near future. By near future, I mean the start of 2026. I plan on splurging on some books. I'm proud of myself for getting rid of as many books as I have, but that means it is unfortunately the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed spending this time going through my books and just having a fun, bookish, yappy time, I guess. Made it to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much. I know I probably yapped and rambled a lot. I appreciate you guys for staying. I hope you enjoyed today's Bookmas video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the next day of Bookmas. Bye.